For safety, go surfing with a buddy so that you can keep an eye on each other in the water. And if you are an absolute beginner, then we recommend you have at least one surf lesson with an approved surf school. Try to head for a lifeguard patrolled beach when you are starting out. They use a flag system of red and yellow flags for swimmers and black and white checkered flags for surfers and other watercraft. And look out for the red flag, indicating that surfing conditions are too dangerous to enter the water. Look out for rocks and rip currents and know what the tide is doing. Lifeguard signs on the beach entrances will help you identify the dangers. The biggest danger is getting hit by a board. Here are a few examples of wipeouts. So protect your head with your hands and keep your board beachside of you when you wipe out. Rips can often be found next to rocks, as shown here. To spot a rip, look for a choppy surface, indicating moving water. The rip will generally be adjacent to the breaking waves. A rip is a body of water moving out to sea. They are created by the waves displacing water, which then finds its own level by moving out to sea. Once the water has levelled out, the rip disappears. The bigger the surf, the bigger the rip currents. If you do get caught in a rip and find yourself floating out to sea, it's important to remain calm, stay on top of your surfboard and paddle parallel to the shore in the direction of the breaking waves. Once you get out to the surf, the waves will then push you towards the beach. Don't fight the rip head on by trying to paddle against it. And if the rip is too strong to paddle parallel, then drift out to sea with the rip until you're in the lineup, and then head back in with the waves. If you feel that you need help, then raise one arm straight up in the air, and this is the distress signal, and shout help. Get specific advice for your board from a surf coach, surf shop, or a more experienced surfer. A common mistake is starting out on an unsuitable board. If your board is too small, you'll struggle to catch a wave and won't be in control. Make sure that you get a tide book and a surf and weather forecast. For example, go to magicseaweed.com before you head out. You'll need to know what the tide is doing for safety and find out what difference the tide makes at your local beach. The size of the waves and local winds should also influence your beach choice. As a beginner, ideally you're looking to go to a beach where the surf will be small. Bigger waves make it much more difficult to learn. Avoid rip currents and the biggest break on the beach. The more experienced surfers are usually surfing very close to a rip and use this channel to paddle back out after catching waves. You'll need plenty of experience, good paddling technique and strength before you can do this. As a beginner, don't follow the more experienced surfers into the rip and then end up having trouble getting out of it. Also, on the way down to the beach, look out for rocks and also what else might affect you later on when the tide changes.